Stream list. Did you go live?
We are live.
Okay. Got to get this to my destinations now. Whoops. Oh, that didn't work. Uh-oh. Okay, how you doing, Dan?
Oh, doing great, Kat. How are you?
I'm good.
But by the way, we have a technical glitch going on with Facebook.
Oh, right.
Facebook isn't allowing. I don't know. I got a message that Facebook is not allowing the live stream on. So it is what it is.
I'm trying to do it, but it may not. Yeah, it says StreamYard has lost access to your Facebook account. Okay. And I think, reconnecting is going to be ridiculous right now. So I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah, I'm just going to upload it to Facebook directly after we're done.
All right. Okay, so let's just get out of that. Let me X out of this so I can see. Okay. All right, let's go live on
TikTok.
Yeah. Make sure I'm being enhanced appropriately. Go live. Okay. All right. Here we go. Oops, I got reflection in my glasses. Uh-oh. Oh well. Nothing I can do about that, I guess. I don't know what that's from. Huh. All right. Okay. Guys. Oh, what a rough start. Rocky start today, guys. Welcome to this edition of Stats by Kat and Dan Mellis. Next mortgage.
Well,
are we live?
We're live, Kat. Yes,
Holy
we are.
Cow, right? Well, we thought we would do this outside today because, it's at least in the 50s here, if not in the low 60s. So anyway, we thought we'd try to do this on the porch. So here we are. Dan, how is it over there in your neck of the woods?
Beautiful. It's 60 degrees, sun shining.
Things are looking grand in Renton, are they?
They are. Yes.
Excellent.
It's a beautiful day. And then the nice part about it, I could just walk right across the street and I'm in Newcastle.
Oh, well, that's lovely.
Right across the street. Yeah. It's a whole different world over there on the other side of the street.
That's right. It's another town, another jurisdiction.
That's right. Oh, gosh. Well, I'll tell you.
What are interest rates? What are interest rates, Dan?
What are interest rates? They are...
Mister.
I did some intrepid research before our
research? Oh, my goodness. I just am
salivating,
waiting for the answer.
Amazing. We've got FHA rates at 6.573.
Okay.
And then we've got conventional right now at 7.125.
7.125. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's
kind of painful.
Been maybe a little bit, but maybe not as bad as they were. Mister, that's a lot.
They're just hovering up here, and it's just there's no there's not going to be any relief this week. I could tell you that much.
No,
because the bond market's going to be waiting for the CPA CPE numbers. The Fed takes a close look at it's like the Fed's statistic for inflation. Like everyone else looks at CPI, Fed looks at CPE.
Get over here. Come here, little buddy.
I should say PCE, personal consumption expenditures. There you go.
Oh, there we go. All right. This is Mr. Fat Tuesday. He's an absolute alarmist right now. There is a terrible intruder somewhere in the bushes. There has to be. Because I know this guy would not be sounding the alarm if there wasn't just a terrible, scary creature in the bushes. Look at this guy. Gotta hold him to keep him quiet. Oh my goodness. Little buddy. You're live. You're live. Do you not know what that means? You're on TV. Anyway, all right. Well, so we got some numbers coming out this week, huh?
Yeah, you got the PCE coming out this week, and that's on Friday. So,
okay.
Somebody leaks, if basically the Fed leaks the data to BlackRock or JP Morgan, maybe there'll be a little bit of movement on Thursday, front running ahead of and have the number. But barring that, I don't think there's much that's going to go on. I could be wrong. We'll see. But it's the interest rate. It's not the interest rate we want, but it's the interest rate we got right now.
Yeah. And I don't think there's going to be any relief anytime soon. I read a headline today that said something like, what happened to interest rates are coming down theory. And
well,
I'm like, whatever happened to that? That ain't happening this year. What happened to the Fed? What happened to the Fed's cutting interest rates?
Well,
that went away.
It went away. Or at least it's on pause. It's on pause. It'll happen eventually, but not in the next couple months. That's for sure. Looks like it got knocked back to the second half of the year. So life goes on.
Yeah. So what do you think? Should we? Well, maybe I should tell a couple stories really quick. So I called a couple of agents. Yeah, because I was out showing this weekend, you guys, and up in Marysville, Lake Stevens area. We even hit a couple over in Sultan. And just to kind of see what was out there in the price range, got a client who's looking, $5 to $650 kind of range, and likes the North End. He's got a job on the North End and is relocating back over here from kind of the Walla Walla area. And so we went and took a look at a few places. So we get to the fourth house. It's the cute little Rambler.
The cute Rambler,
He's got his mom with him, so it's the three of us, and we are walking up to the front door, and his mom's like, I don't know, this could be the one. And Eric's walking up to the front door, and he's like, this could be the one. And we're all three walking the front door. This is the one. This is it. And lo and behold, they already had negotiated an offer on it by that evening. And they actually got a compelling offer.
A compelling offer.
Probably at least 10% over asking. When I talked to the agent was willing to share not specifics, but some generalities. They also got a huge AD, which probably sounds like it's at least $50,000 to cover the difference in case of a low appraisal for the seller. So that's one scenario I have for you guys today. I called on another house. It's listed for in the mid 7s. So kind of towards that Silver Firs area over in there. And the negotiations this weekend were not as friendly for sellers when you're listed in the upper price ranges. It looks to me like the interest rates may be taking their toll on the more expensive listings. They were expecting, they had so much activity. It was a Rambler with a new kitchen. So attached 2-car garage, all the right stuff, cute little Rambler, listed in the mid 7s. And dang it, if they only got 2 offers on their offer review date, there were 3 other buyers that backed out and said interest rates went up. My clients no longer qualify. And so they won't be writing an offer on it. That happened this last week. And I just, that offer review was, I think it might have been earlier this morning. So she ended up with 2 offers. So very disappointing for the sellers. They ended up a tad over asking, and didn't get a whole lot waived, So it's, the market could be shifting here. We suddenly see a lot more inventory coming on the market. And so we've got MSI, month supply of inventory, going up in almost all the counties across the board. King County was the most egregious. Their month supply of inventory went up from 0.7, which is essentially 2 to 3 weeks of inventory, went up to 0.9, which is almost 1 month supply of inventory. Their inventory didn't double, but it went up by about 20%. It went up huge. They got like an extra 200 listings on the market over what they had a week ago. So that was a lot. Lot. And so Snohomish County also ticked up, and Snohomish County has been towing the line at the very strongest sellers market that we've had in the area. And they went up from 0.6 to 0.7 months supply of inventory. So they had like 50 new listings come on the market out of a total of 82. So quite an influx, but not nearly as many percentage-wise as King County. So, and the same can be said of Kitsap, I believe. They also, let's see, what's their Kitsap 0.9. Kitsap's still hanging at 0.9, but that is up from their low for the year. So we're suddenly seeing that MSI, the month supply of inventory, start to tick up a little bit. And I would anticipate as we go forward with interest rates ticking up, as well as getting more inventory on the market, it should wind up being a friendlier market for buyers, right, Dan? I mean, that's a combination right there, not for sellers, but that right there is the greatest combination for buyers that we could see at this point and this time in the market.
That's right.
So it's a great combination for buyers. We would expect more inventory, but the influx that we saw this last week is pretty significant. So especially for King, and that combination with fewer buyers buying is gonna, could put some downward pressure, softening on the market, so to speak. I have to be careful using that word because everybody thinks, oh, the bottom's going to fall out. No, I just mean that maybe 60% of sellers that now get under contract within the first 7 days, that might go down to 45% of sellers get under contract in the first 7 days, right? And maybe we go down to 50% getting under contract within the first 2 weeks, versus 70 to 75%, which is where we've been riding at recently. So, it's so when I say softening, I mean ever so slightly, but it would give buyers a lot easier time negotiating.
At least it would give buyers a fighting chance in some of these situations.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't need the market to give much to suddenly it feels better for buyers. If we got down to the point where we've just got 40% of sellers getting under contract in the first week, then suddenly you've got 60% that haven't gotten under contract. And that's a whole opportunity for buyers to go out there and talk to those sellers, look at those homes and potentially negotiate, get your own inspection, all the good things that go along with part of a more normal market,
right?
As opposed to, what we would call a crazy market, which is where we're at right now. So thanks for joining, you guys. Hey, I'm sitting here with Dan Mellis. You can't see him, but you can hear him. He's one of my lenders that I like to do business with. And we share stories on Mondays about 4:00 when we are on time. Oftentimes we're a little late, like today. So that's what we're doing right now. We're talking about real estate and lending. So anyway, so that's a couple stories that I had for today. I called also on another listing over in Silver Lake area. And I did that because it's a comp for a Rambler I've got coming up on the market the next few weeks. And I wanted to know how she did with that one. And they actually, they ended up a couple weeks ago, beginning of April negotiation. And they ended up having 6 offers and it was not updated. Okay. They just had the modern flooring, and I'm sorry, it was a 2-story. So it was a 2-story, not updated, built in the late 80s, early 1990s, right? Tile counters, wood edging, but modern flooring, right? Modern laminate plank flooring, pieced throughout that main floor, right? And that one had not been updated at all. It was like 2,500 square feet, so quite a bit larger than my client's 1,850-ish square foot Rambler. But still sort of a comp because 2 stories are worth less per square foot than Ramblers. So you can look at things like that. So I decided I wanted to find out how those negotiations went because it was dated, similar to my clients. And they got 6 offers that weekend. And they went 10% over. They went 10% over. It was listed just over 8, and they ended up over 9. So And I feel like the market is shifting right now, and we might not see that kind of activity going forward if the interest rates stay where they're at. And you know what I mean? Because
Right.
you would expect that on the shiny object. I would expect the 6 offers on the shiny object that's got the remodeled kitchen like on her Rambler.
Right.
That was not too much smaller than mine coming up, and she was priced quite a bit less than where I anticipate being priced at. They were also a little further north, but I got to tell you, it really surprised me that they only had 2 offers. So shifting market possibly. Ugh.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
Feels like it. Like it. However, you know, in my client's price range up there, Lake Stevens, Marysville, you know, that 500 to 650, I think that's still very, very active. But I think you get much above that, and I think then things are going to start to, you know, to show a little wear, little stress.
Yeah.
So, but it's not like the market's going to fall apart, guys. We're not going down. So, anyway, but and I just think it's interesting to, you know, get the real life stuff, you know. So, you know, obviously we were trying to put an offer together for my client this weekend, and it just ended up not going anywhere. You know, we ended up not, because we fall in love with one place, and then that didn't work. And, you know, then you're trying to reassess, and, you know, is there something else we saw that might work? Is there something we missed? And so we missed a little Rambler on a half acre up in Marysville. So we went and took a look at that today. And very nice, but not your traditional floor plan, right? So they had 2 bathrooms, but one of them was not a primary bedroom with its own bathroom situation. And so that makes it a little more awkward of a floor plan. So anyway, and then we took a look at a flip, and that just needed too much work. Somebody else could buy that. It's priced about 100 too high for what it needs. It was priced 100 too high. So we decided to pass on that. So, but anyway, so should we jump into the stats, Dan, or do you have any comments about the weekend?
Do I have any comment? I don't have any comments for the live stream about the weekend.
What kind of comments do you have, Dan? About the weekend?
I have some off live stream comments, but not on
live stream comments. Okay, anything to do with Dino's?
Anything to do with you know what? No, it didn't have anything to do with Dino's. I was not around that degenerate den of drinking over there at Dino's. Not this weekend, no.
Okay.
But I found my own. I found my own trouble this weekend. So.
Oh, okay.
Or I should say the trouble found me. Anyway. Either way.
I see how that goes. Yes.
Yeah.
Mister, can you stop yelling? Come here. That madman talking's got to end. Come here. Come here. Get over here. Come on. I want to hold you. I want to hold you. I'm going to hold you because you can't stop yelling. You just say, no, don't do it. Come here. I got a madman. He's madman. Madman yelling. Yeah, madman talking. It's my little
habit. It's a good weekend. So I think, it's a good weekend. We had a good weekend over here. Yeah.
You know what I did?
What's that?
I went and bought what was it like $500 in flowers? So it was like 70 plants or something, like lots of them.
Wow. Hang on for a second. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Hang on.
All right. Mister, you madman talking. Get over here. You come here to Mom. I'm going to have to hold you. Come here. I hold you. Come here. Come here, madman. You're just a madman. Come here. You don't have to do no stinking madman talking. Come here. Let's get back over here. Let's find our people. Here. There we go. Okay, we're back, guys. Okay. Everybody's back.
There we go.
I had to get my madman. Here he is. There's the madman. He's like, anything moves.
Well, let's do this. Let's take a look at the stats by cat. Which county do you want to go at first?
King County, Dan.
Let's go to King County.
Let's look at King County.
Look at these numbers.
King County is 0.9 months supply of inventory. Oh, you know what? I'm going to actually start a little backwards here. I want to report on the wildest data first. So let's start that over again. King County, 72% of sellers in King County got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between March 24th and April 6th. 72%. That's still good numbers, Dan.
Those are good numbers.
Now that's 2 weeks back, right? So now let's take a look at the 7-day data. Right. So 63% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between April 7th and April 13th. So that's more recent. It's just 1 week back, right? And that's 63%. Right. And that number is still holding. So we really haven't seen the effects of the higher interest rates, I don't believe yet. I think that will come out this next week. And that will be very, very interesting.
Next 2 weeks.
68% of sellers set offer review dates. We had 1,147 listings on the market, which ticked up a couple hundred from last week. So that's a big jump in inventory. And then we had 0.9 months supply of inventory in King County. So King County rounding out a nice week. The numbers all really look like a very strong seller's market so far in King County, but I think we may have seen a slight shift. So I think going forward, next week's data will be fascinating.
Well, that 0.9 month supply is up just a bit, right? It's up from what?
It is. It was 0.7 last week. And so that extra couple hundred listings coming on the market made a big difference.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know really why that happened all of a sudden. I think this is the third week in April. So as far as statistics go, it's the best week to get sold in the shortest amount of time. Maybe somebody got a little overzealous saying something about that. Maybe too many sellers took that seriously. So, because if you tell enough people and then people start reacting to that, all of a sudden it's not going to be the best week. So, you guys, I tell you these statistics, then you take them seriously. You ruin that week. It's kind of funny if you think about it. Anyway, oh boy, the things I find humor in right now. Oh my God. I feel like I should change my jacket. All right. Snohomish County.
Snohomish.
68% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between March 24th and April 6th. 64% of sellers in Snohomish County got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between April 7th and April 13th. 66% of sellers in Snohomish County set offer review dates. 382 listings currently on the market. And Snohomish County with 0.7 months supply of inventory, which has ticked up just a tad this week. So overall, strong market in Snohomish County. I'm not sure what next week is going to bring with the higher interest rates actually impacting the data probably at that point. So it'll be fun to see. Right.
Want to swing down to Pierce? Or do you want to go?
I'm going to do a jacket change. Hold on 1 second. Just going to change my jacket. Gotta keep things interesting, Dan. All right, I got another jacket here. Here we go. And it's just cold enough out here. I actually can use a jacket. So here we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Okie doke. So we got Pierce County up here right now.
So we've got Pierce County.
Yep.
So again, let's do this by making this more interesting than less interesting. Start with the more interesting data first. So for Pierce County, 63% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their homes between March 24th and April 6th. Yes, that's right. Okay. 49% of sellers got under contract within the first week on the market if they listed their homes between April 7th and April 13th. So that's a really strong number for Pierce County. 37% of sellers in Pierce County set offer review dates. 796 listings currently on the market. 0.9 months supply of inventory in Pierce County.
Wow.
So their inventory is staying fairly consistent. They didn't quite have the onslaught of new listings come on the market this week. Maybe that'll happen next week. We'll see.
Well, the thing is, the Pierce County, a lot of the prices are just a smidge below King and Snohomish. So maybe it's not quite
That's
getting...
true. They're about, I want to say, I want to say they're about 10 to 15% lower.
Right.
That's what I feel like that when I think about my own listing down there versus what I think it would sell for up here. I feel like it would be a solid 7 to 750, maybe even more, depending on where it would be located.
Right.
And down there it's just 6, so 595 to be exact.
Yeah, and I think so, with these rates where they're at, like you were saying earlier, it might be affecting some of the houses in the mid 7s and above.
I feel like it's the upper price ranges that are being impacted right now. And I think that we'll find that out as we go forward with the statistics. I'll make a few more phone calls this next weekend. But that was an interesting story to hear that they had 4 or 5 or 6 offers they figured would be submitted in it. And they ended up only getting 2. And that was for a house that was, brand new kitchen, bathrooms, and things like that, and modern flooring. And so you would anticipate that would get a number of offers. So it makes me very concerned about putting mine on the market here coming up in a couple of weeks because we're not in that new condition.
Right.
So, if they're not getting multiple offers at a lower price, I just don't know that it's going to happen for us. I think we might have missed the market. So at least for now. We'll see.
At least it's still spring.
It is still spring. It is still spring, and interest rates could tick back down a little bit.
That's right.
I think going forward, what it looks like, and I did not pull the data this week to verify this, but it looks to me like we've got a lot more listings coming on the market this year than we did last year, and that would impact market times and things like that, and volume of sales. We would need a lot more buyers to keep the market, to keep the statistics where they are right now. We need a lot more buyers,
right,
to keep up with the supply, to keep that as really a strong seller's market as it is right now. If things continue to go the direction they are this week, I would anticipate we'll head more towards not a balanced market, but certainly a market where prices would not continue to escalate.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what I would anticipate for this summer if interest rates don't come back down a bit,
Right.
So anyway, we'll see. Mason County?
Mason County. Yes, let's do Mason.
We're going to start with the hot data for Mason County because Mason County had a hot week. Granted, it's been a couple weeks ago since it was hot because now we're reporting on that data. But we had 52% of sellers in Mason County get under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between March 24th and April 6th. So those are screaming hot numbers for Mason County. Yay, Mason County. Woo-hoo!
Yes.
Killing it out there, Mason. Okay, so as far as the 7-day data goes for Mason County, we only had 13% of sellers get under contract if they listed within the first week on the market, if they listed their home between April 6th or April 7th and April 13th. So not a great week. So that first, second week in April, not a real strong week in Mason County.
Right. Huh.
19% of sellers set offer review dates. 95 listings on the market. 1.4 months supply of inventory in Mason County. So that actually has been ticking down. So they have been chewing up some inventory. And we're dealing really with low numbers here. Only 95 listings currently being on the market. So it only takes a few extra sales to really start to move that month supply of inventory down. And that's what's happening. So we had a good couple of weeks there a few weeks ago. So Skagit County, 37% of sellers got under contract within the first 2 weeks on the market if they listed their home between March 24th and April 6th. 32% of sellers in Skagit County got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between April 7th and April 13th. 26% of sellers in Skagit County set offer review dates. 140 listings total in Skagit County. And 1.5 month supply of inventory in Skagit County, which has remained very consistent. So over the weeks, it's really been hovering right around 1.5, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6 in there. So very stable, fairly stable market there. And they still have a fairly good seller's market with over a third getting under contract within the first 2 weeks. So, and almost a third getting under contract the first week. So that's not bad for springtime, for Skagit.
Yeah, that is.
So Kitsap County is the absolute killing it this week. 73% of sellers in Kitsap County got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their homes between March 24th and April 6th. That is 73%. Oh my gosh. I mean, Kitsap County rocking and rolling. And again, with Kitsap County, they're at a little lighter price point, right? So
Right.
you can get a little more home for the same dollar over there. So what you would pay $750 for over here, you might be able to pick up for $600, $625 in Kitsap. So
Right.
yeah, so their market is being driven by people looking to live a little less expensively, relying on the ferry system to get to the Seattle and to the greater, the more urban areas in Puget Sound. Let's see, 45% of sellers in Kitsap County got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between April 7th and April 13th. So that's a very strong number as well. 51% of sellers set offer review dates. 198 listings currently on the market, and those are not manufactured homes, not condos, only single family detached is what I'm reporting on there, not new construction.
Okay.
And then we've got 0.9 months supply of inventory. And again, that's ticked up a tad, just like most of the rest of the counties. So it's ticked up a tad. So we'll see what's going to happen going forward.
Yeah, in some ways, it's kind of a blessing. And the reason I say that is I remember a conversation we were having a few live streams ago, and we were talking about, you basically didn't want to be an offer, a buyer's offer.
A buyer's agent?
Yeah, where you're just writing offers and,
you turn into a professional offer writer?
Professional offer writer, yes. And you're just writing the offers, and it's, you're in against 10 or 12 or 15 other offers. It gets tough, and now, maybe it's backed off a little bit, but the market's still pretty good. It's a good market still.
Yeah, I think we may see less multiple offer situations, but right now we've got a heck of a lot. I think it's 64% of listings in King County that are recorded solds for the last 30 days. 64% were over asking price, and that's a very similar number for Snohomish County. Right. So we've got way over half the sellers getting more than asking price, and for some of those, it's going to be building in closing costs. But since we've got so many multiple offer situations, I would assume that the majority of those are legitimately being bid up.
Right.
Or are bully offers or compelling offers, right?
Right.
Where a buyer just comes in like they did for that Rambler up there in Lake Stevens on Friday. They received a compelling offer. That was one offer, and they got, over 10% over asking. And the buyer waived everything. They waived financing. They waived their inspection. They waived everything.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Strong offer.
It's, yep. Yeah. It's hard for a seller to say no to that.
That's right.
So the seller took away their offer review date, right? Because they had set an offer review date for the following Tuesday. And they said, okay, this offer is good enough so that I feel confident taking this offer because it's that solid and it's enough over asking price where I don't know that I would do better if I waited for an offer review.
Right.
So meanwhile, my client was thinking they were going to do an offer review. Well, he was trying to figure out what he wanted to do. And then it's sold.
Sold. Well, yeah. That's the tough part when you're scrambling, you're putting together you're trying to put together the most attractive purchase package as you can, and then somebody
Yes.
comes in with the bully offer, there's just not much you can do about that.
And it goes away. And, that agent didn't let us know. So normally, best practices would indicate that it's a good idea to let everyone know that has shown the property that you've got an offer in hand. So if they did want to write it or they did want to submit an offer, they would have an opportunity to at that time. So that did not happen in this case. So I was not notified. And I had not made the phone call yet because we were trying to figure out, was he going to have an inspection? Was he going to wait till Monday to do it? And so I didn't really have anything yet to talk about with the listing agent other than, it would have been nice to know that they had an offer in hand. Not that
Yes,
wouldn't have changed anything.
Right.
So.
But it's just a little courtesy.
Yeah. And to be fair, I really like the agent. We share a lot of the similar beliefs. I had some extensive conversation with him later, and we talked about whether to encourage sellers to provide an inspection report. And his perspective was, a little different than mine, but he certainly backed it up. Annie Fitzsimmons is a well-renowned attorney for the state of Washington Realtors Association, I believe. And she does not necessarily recommend a seller should provide a seller procured inspection to buyers. And there are other attorneys, real estate attorneys, that have recommended the same thing. The benefit, I believe, to providing a seller procured inspection to the buyer is, at the very least, the buyer gets to see an inspection. So maybe the buyer doesn't have time to call their inspector and have it inspected before the offer review date. Maybe the buyer is tired of paying for inspections because they keep getting beat on these multiple offer situations, and they're just financially spent. They don't want to spend another $600 or $700, and the seller's got one for them to review. The downside is it's not actually the buyer's inspection; it's the seller's inspection. So one could argue that they didn't have the opportunity to conduct their own. However, that's kind of the point of the offer review date to a degree, is it does give a buyer an opportunity to do that if they want to.
That's right.
So I think it actually still, in my mind, I think it still benefits the seller to have that pre-inspection done so that you can provide it to buyers, whether you're in a multiple offer situation or not. It gives a buyer a little bit of peace of mind. They can still ask for their own inspection if they want to.
Well, it would seem to me it certainly helps to facilitate a multiple offer situation.
It does, because all of a sudden you can have more than one buyer interested in your property. And so you may actually get more than one offer because they've been able to take a look at that inspection report. And you can typically tell a lot of these inspection reports are not super clean. And it's, and the sellers may be doing some work, and then the inspector will modify that report to reflect the work that's been completed oftentimes. But, sellers aren't doing all the things on the inspection report usually. And so buyers can tell that. My point is that it looks more genuine if there's a little bit of stuff on the inspection report.
Right.
Sellers don't have to make the house perfect, right? So leave something. But anything that the buyer might object to, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and address that.
Leave out number 8 on the cat's list of things to take care of on the, for the. Leave one of them out just to look realistic, right?
If you have too perfect an inspection, it almost looks like it's not a real inspector doing it.
Right.
So, there's so many things on an inspection. Listen, guys, it's easy to have a few things that you don't do on there. It's, that are not health and safety issues, right? Or structural or otherwise. So it doesn't hurt. Like, for instance, I've got a client right now, and one of my great inspectors, Mike Wright, he did an inspection for my client a couple days ago. And, I looked at the inspection report, and it's got some organic growth on the sheathing underneath the roof. But it's not on the home itself. It's in a detached shop. So it's above a finished room in the detached shop. And the reason why is because that was before the shop, that portion of the shop was sheetrocked, and no one put in any vents in the roof there because it wasn't necessary, because it was an open garage. So that's just something somebody could add later, but that would be the reason for organic growth and that on that sheeting. So, and that's something again that I'm talking about, things that you don't necessarily have to worry about as a seller. That's probably one of those things you can just go, oh well, that's why it's there. If somebody wants to get all picky about the roof, or next time they replace the roof, they can add some roof vents.
Right.
So
right.
Because it's not on the interior. It's not the interior of the house, right? It's just a shop.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
How you doing, Dan? Are you getting ready to call it a day?
I am, yeah. It's been it's been a long 2 weeks, it starts to catch up with you after a while. So
yeah.
But I'll hit the ground running again tomorrow. Just yeah. So but
you guys, by the way, if you want to sign up for Stats by Cat for Western Washington, I cover quite a few counties out here. I'm happy to get you on my email list, and you'll get your version of Stats by Cat. So whatever.
I've got an idea. Can I give people a sneak peek?
Sure.
Hang on, let me give people a sneak peek. We've got. Hang on here. Let's see if I remember my own website's name. Yes, let's see here. I think it's coming up. There we go. Now, let's share the screen. See if this works. Okie dokie. Can we see it? Yes, there we go. Okay, so we've got the new website up and running.
Cool.
And one thing that's pretty cool for those, because, with mortgage rates as high as they are, you need to figure out a way to save on interest costs on a loan. You really do. And I'm going to go to this one webpage. We got it up and running here. Don't know how we did it, but we got it up and running. And it's called an all-in-one loan. And if you go over to this, we have the simulator embedded. And so you can play with your own, your own scenario. You can play with it all you want. And you can go in and start a new simulation. And this is the loan that you'll see advertised. Hang on here. We've seen enough. But, or should I? Nah, that's good enough. But that's the loan that
you can get your mortgage paid off in like 12 years or something.
You can pay it off in 11, 12 years. That's right. It's a line of credit, and it's really, the structure of it is outstanding. It's been out for 30 years. They've never had a default on the darn thing, and it's a very good loan.
Never had a default? Wow.
No, never had a default. And so, well, naturally speaking, where it really helps is when you have, if you're a family and you have maybe, let's say, 2 income earners, and you have extra free cash flow at the end of every month. You're a saver. You got plenty of money to save, right?
Yeah.
So if you're in that category, this is the perfect loan for you. It's better than anything else that's out there. If you're not saving that much, it's not going to be very helpful, quite honestly.
Right.
But if you are saving quite a bit, it's very helpful. And then we're going to be putting up the web pages and we're in the process. Me and my intrepid team are in the process of putting together some of these hard money loans for like renovations, spec construction, bridge loans, fix and flips, things like that. And we've got a big network. We've kind of touched on it on these live streams, but I've got a big network of lenders that can help. And so we're going to be bringing that onto our website as well, and just providing as much value as we possibly can. So hopefully, over the course of the next 2-3 weeks is the timeline for it to get done, and we should be done and up and running, and it's exciting. Yeah. So
cool. I like it, Dan.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how much I like it when we're done, but we're trying. We're out there giving it the old college try. So we'll see how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good. But the programs are very compelling. Some of these programs that we're looking at, they're just interesting. Some of the investment programs, and this is a pretty decent time, I think, looking at some of these investment properties. And when I say a pretty decent time, I mean like right now with things pulling back. I shouldn't even say pulling back, but softening just a bit so you don't get into these crazy bidding wars so much.
Yeah.
And it's a better. I think it's a better time to be looking at some of these investment properties than say a month ago. It just feels like things are easing up just a scotch. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. But it really is fun to be able to bring these programs to the public, and they're many of them are very, very beneficial. So
yeah.
Wait a minute. I just said many of them are very beneficial, as opposed to the ones that aren't beneficial. No, I don't know about that one.
Well, some of them are more interesting than others, right?
Yes.
We're not just talking about a 30-year, fixed rate mortgage kind of situation or conventional mortgage. We're talking about other types of interesting financing options.
That's
which can
right.
sometimes save buyers money over the long haul, because of the way they work. Right now,
well, they can, and the thing is, we're able to provide sort of a boutique experience. Now, we do happen to be the largest mortgage broker in the country, but putting that aside for a moment, you really do get a boutique experience. And what I mean by that is we try to figure out your specific situation. We've got 244 lenders to work with, so not everyone's the same. I mean, you've got some folks that maybe they need a bank statement loan. Well, we've got 24 lenders that have bank statement loans, right? Or, you can name all these niches, and we've got a bunch of lenders to look for. And so it really does allow us to find the best loan for the situation. Now, most of these times, we're still talking about the exact same thing we've always been talking about, FHA, 3.5% down, conventional, 20% down, all that kind of stuff. But there are those rare occasions that come up where maybe you have somebody that's new to the country and they need an ITIN loan, right?
Right.
We've got a bunch of ITIN lenders, so it's a worthy undertaking that we're doing here for this website. I'll put it that way, because we're going to be able to show quite a few different types of loans that are available. So it'll be built out, basically over the next 3 weeks for the most part.
Nice.
So it's a labor of love right now.
Yes, Dan's labor of love.
My labor of love that I have married to my vow of poverty. So
there's that vow of poverty again.
The vow of poverty and the labor of love. Yes. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. And I'm kind of excited about it. So
that's very exciting.
Yeah, well, it gives us something to do. Keeps us out of the bars at night, all that type of stuff.
Keeps me out of trouble.
Keeps me out of trouble, keeps me on the straight and narrow. So
yes.
So well, that's about it. That's about it from Renton. I don't have much else going on today.
I think that's it from Snohomish too, you guys. Stats by Cat. Sign up. Send me your email. Dan with Nexa Mortgage. Nexa, Nexa, right?
That's
Nexa
correct.
Mortgage.
Nexa Mortgage. That's right.
Yep. Give him a call. He's in Renton. I work out of Woodinville. Cat Howard.
So we've got the south and the north covered,
We do. We got the north end and the south end covered, guys.
That's right. Got it all covered. Well,
all right.
Kat, thank you very much. I really enjoyed it. It's an interesting week.
It was fun.
It was fun.
All right. Bye, you guys. Let's see if I can get